If you are creating content consistently, getting engagement, but it's not converting into high-quality clients, there's usually one reason. You're trying to shift beliefs instead of surfing them. Most advice tells you to change how people think. Sounds logical, sounds responsible, but for premium buyers, it does the exact opposite. It creates resistance. And today I want to show you a different approach, one that attracts people who already agree with you, already trust themselves, and are just looking for the right guide. This is not about convincing, this is about alignment. Here's what I see all the time. People are posting consistently, they get likes, comments, shares, even saves, but no one buys. Or the people that reach out need to be persuaded, reassured, and walk through every single decision to get them to buy. That used to be my problem too, not because my offer was bad or my content was weak, but because I was speaking to the wrong moment in the buyer's mind. And everything changed when I stopped trying to move people from a no to a yes, and instead started speaking to the yes that was already there. I call this belief surfing, not convincing, not teaching, not motivating, belief surfing. And once you understand this, your content stops attracting browsers and starts resonating with people that are already oriented towards action. Now, here's a beautiful saying that I came across. It goes, people rarely change when you want them to, and almost never when you tell them to. And so just because they see content doesn't mean they're going to change their beliefs. Even if the content is correct, even if you're right. Because the moment you try to shift someone's belief, you introduce friction. Because belief shifting implies that they're wrong, unaware, or behind. Now that might work with beginners, but it does not work with self-led, capable people. So if your marketing relies heavily on shifting beliefs, you are unknowingly designing resistance into your message. And premium buyers feel that immediately. Think about how it feels when someone tells you you're thinking about this wrong.
What the fuck is going on here?
Your nervous system pushes back even before your mind evaluates the idea. And most advice content does exactly that. It assumes that the audience need fixing. They're actually looking to be recognized. They want to feel understood, not corrected. They want a guide who can articulate what they already sense. So here's the distinction. Shifting beliefs means moving someone from a no to a yes. Surfing beliefs means riding a yes that already exists. I do not speak to people who need convincing. I speak to people who already believe what I believe and are looking for someone who sees the problem the same way that they do. This single distinction changes who your content attracts. Because instead of trying to pull people towards you, you're meeting them where they already are. Now let me show you what this looks like in practice. Here's a common example in the self-development niche. People will start their content with, "You're not broken, you don't need fixing, there's nothing wrong with you, you don't need another strategy." The intention is kind, the result is not. If someone believes they're broken, you cannot convince them otherwise through content. And if you do, you attract someone who expects you to fix them. Instead, belief surfing sounds like this. Not, you need another strategy, but your strategy is not failing because of effort, it's failing because of leverage. Not, you need to create more content, but your content is already good, it's just not converting. You're not telling them what to believe, you are naming what they already experience. That is belief surfing. Now, the next part matters more than people realize. Belief surfing does not start with big, huge transformations. It starts with small friction. I don't talk to people about being confident, healed, or successful. I talk to people who are already doing the thing, but it's not working the way it should. People who are already posting, already selling, already investing in themselves, but something feels off. Now, when you start there, you're not asking them to be someone new. You're helping them understand why what they're doing is keeping them stuck. And that creates clarity without any sort of pressure. Because real urgency does not come from fear or deadlines. It comes from recognition, from people who have already tried, already invested, already experienced partial results. They're not browsing, they're looking for a resolution. And when you speak to that moment, urgency is already present. You don't need to manufacture it. So, this is done in 3 shifts. Shift number 1 is simple. Assume your audience is as intelligent as you. Assume they are capable, discerning, and self-led. You don't need to motivate them. You don't need to convince them that growth matters. You just need to show them that you understand what they experience. Because when someone feels seen, trust forms naturally. The second shift is to lead by example. I rarely tell my audience what they should do. I share what I did, what changed, what failed, what I stopped doing. Not as teaching, as reflection. This positions you as a guide, not a lecturer. And if you think you don't have the same results as I do, authority need not necessarily come from outcomes alone. You can talk about time invested, you can talk about money invested, you can talk about patterns observed, you can talk about mistakes lived through, because people trust proximity to reality more than they trust polished success. And the third shift is the one that most people miss. And that is that your content mirrors how you buy. If you are decisive, your content should be decisive. If you dislike being convinced, like I do, your content should never try to convince people, like mine never does. If you hedge, you attract hesitant buyers. If you over-explain, you attract people who need reassurances. Your content is not a funnel, it's a mirror, and it reflects back the exact type of buyer that you are. Now, this is not philosophy for the sake of philosophy. This is the foundation underneath every system. Systems only amplify who you're speaking to. If this is misaligned, no funnel, offer, or strategy is going to save it. Get this right first, and everything else falls into place. So, to recap, if you're tired of convincing, teaching, and chasing, start here. Assume intelligence, lead by example. Remember, your content is a mirror. This is foundational work most people skip because it doesn't feel tactical. But without it, nothing compounds. Now, in another video, I break down how this plugs into a full inbound lead generation system, but it only works if this part is in place. Start here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.